1-888-288-0003 to call us or go on to 100huntley.com, make a secure online donation and get your copy of Target Israel by Dr. Ed Hindson, who joins us once again in the studio. Great to have you here.
It's great.
Joe, fire away. We've got, it's Target Ed Hindson right now. It's two
There you go.
piling on you. Go ahead.
Two guys asking questions, one answer. I got it. All right.
Yeah. Well, I was asked to talk to Dr. Hindson about maybe one of the topics in his book, and I'm like, how do you pick just one? You know, we have the miracle of Israel's existence, Israel's divine purpose, the prophetic promise of Jesus, all these amazing topics.
That's good.
And something that really hit me, and this is why we want you to get this, because there's so many amazing topics that are going to help you, is here. The beliefs of Israel's enemies. Sometimes in the West, you know, we think Israel is over-exaggerating, you know, the terrorism case. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I had the privilege about a year ago to attend the Holocaust Memorial event in Jerusalem. What a sobering event.
Yeah.
4,000 people by invitation only. Wow. And Joel Rosenberg and myself, Johnny Moore, we were in a Christian delegation that was invited to participate as Friends of Israel. And when you realize what they've been through historically in Europe, what they've been through in the Middle East, then you begin to sense the concern that the Jewish people have. The surrounding nations are committed to holding on to, ultimately, the territory of Islam. So in their minds, the fact that Turkey lost World War I, they had to give up their holding on that area and that vicinity, and nations were carved that didn't exist before. Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, those are all brand new countries. And that was decided at the end of World War I by the League of Nations, and the decision was made, give Palestine to the Jews. But then the British were reluctant to do that. There was tension on that issue, and they finally backed down and said, we're not going to decide this. We're out of here. We're gone. Israel then decides, all right, we're going to declare our independence. And in fulfillment of the prophecy of Isaiah 66, a nation was born in a day. It shocked the world at that time, but immediately Lebanon and Syria, Jordan and Egypt all invaded Israel, tried to stop them immediately. You know, there's a verse in the Bible, 1 Chronicles 21, verse 1 says, and Satan stood up against Israel, back in the days of David. And he's been standing up against the people of God in Israel for all these centuries. Satan, I'm convinced, hates Israel, and he hates the church. So he fights those two entities because he knows God has a special purpose for both of them. And the challenge right now is, while some of the nations are peaceful, the Jordanians have a peace treaty with Israel. It has held for 30 years now, but there's tension in other places, and the real tension comes from Iran, because many of the Iranian leaders have said Israel needs to go. That territory needs to be recaptured in the name of the prophet, and that means the elimination of Israel. In fact, the former leader of Iran said, I don't care if they move to Antarctica, get them out of here. I don't care where they go, but not here. So they live with that every single day, that there's a threat to our existence. If Canada were being threatened every single day by the border in America or vice versa, our nations would be extremely tense with one another. It's amazing that things have worked as well as they have over there, given the conditions. But every time Israel is attacked by the enemy and responds to defend themselves, the enemy then plays victim. They've learned that works in the Western world. We're the victim. You started this thing. So we've got to pray for everybody over there. Pray for the people of Israel. I think pray for the Arab people who are Israeli citizens. Pray for Arab Christians who live in that area as well. And we need to pray for Muslims, that they would understand the importance of real truth and justice in dealing with their neighbors as well.
Amen. Good word.
There are over 200 pages, and it just goes on and on. You hear Dr. Hindson, that passion that you hear from him personally here in the studio, it comes through on across on every single page as he and Tim LaHaye communicate what's happening today and what will happen tomorrow and coming days as based on biblical revelation. I want to encourage you to call us and get this book, Target Israel, Caught in the Crosshairs of the end times. You can call us at 1-888-288-0003, or you can make a secure online donation at 100huntley.com. Be reminded, we have a friend of the ministry who has set aside a gift of $15,000. And if between now and the end of today's program we can match that with your phone call, your gift will be doubled up to $15,000. Let's not miss this window, please.